Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second installment of News with Luke, part of our bi-monthly segment to keep you guys informed, chat with you, have a little bit of a discourse, and just give you guys the rundown on everything that is happening behind the scenes at Portal Games. So I've got my list here. A lot to talk about. The font is really small. That's why it looks like there's not a lot, but you'll see me squinting at this sheet of paper. Hey everybody, I already see we got some questions. So let me know if you guys can hear me okay, but everything should be good to go. We had some sneak peeks of some upcoming releases in the intro there, so if you guys caught some of those. You can preload your questions. I'll keep an eye on the chat, but without further ado, there's a lot to go over, so let's jump right into it. So, first thing is just covering Portal Games US shop stuff. So Golems, Monolith Arena Golems is on pre-order right now. So if you go on there, you'll be able to check out Golems, you'll be able to look at some images. We've got some sneak peeks throughout the different social media and throughout our websites. I love the artwork on this. I can already tell it'll probably be my favorite faction. It's almost like this elemental comic-y kind of style on it. The mechanics of this, I haven't played it yet, but from what I know about it, super cool. The golems don't actually get removed, they just get damaged, and you have a unit that's running around fixing them up. So I have a feeling that's probably going to be a mechanic that I like to play with the most. So Golems is on pre-order, portalgamesus.com. So go on there, pre-order it. And this game is already on the water, on its way here. So as soon as it's in stock, everyone that's got it on pre-order will be able to get it early. So next up is for the Neuroshima Hex fans. We have Neuroshima Hex Troglodytes on the store as an exclusive early launch. So Troglodytes comes out on September 5th, but it is on sale now on portalgamesus.com. So you guys can go on there, order it, and with our standard 3 to 5 day processing and shipping time, it'll be at your door. So for Troglodytes, we have a lot of awesome content already on the Twitch, on YouTube. Captain Link's Bootcamp has done a few different events on it. You can see gameplays. You can see the breakdown of the faction, of the army, and all the different units and the abilities. So definitely check that out. If you're a Neuroshima Hex fan, that's there for you. All right, what's up here next? Okay, in a few days, the Season 1 pre-orders are going to start shipping. So I already had a couple questions about this today, leading up to the live. So Season 1 officially street dates September 17th. It is our biggest release of the year. Fantastic product and moving the detective in a different line, whereas we have Dig Deeper and all these expansions that are like Vienna Connection that we're going to talk about a little bit later, that is adding the depth and adding the intensity of the game. Season 1 is going in the other direction. Standalone cases, simple to get into. You don't have to have the same group to play. So that's street dating September 17th. But right now, the pre-orders are getting ready to ship through portalgamesus.com. So we're trying to make sure that gamers have it in their hands September 1st. So that's something you can look forward to if you had pre-ordered Season 1. Okay? If you haven't pre-ordered yet, this is your last week or so, last few weeks to do it. We are going to keep running the pre-order up until the street date. But the pre-order right now, as you guys may know, it comes with the design journal for Season 1. Not something you should read before you play, but it's something that you definitely want to have if you enjoy the detective line. So that comes with the pre-order. Okay, so next up is Barbarian Hordes. So this month is Barbarian Hordes. Tomorrow is actually the street date. So August 20th is the street date. And what we're doing is we're doing a worldwide celebration for it. So what we're doing is a virtual street date. And what I can do is actually pop over here and show you guys what we have on the schedule for that. So right here, if you can see it, is what we have planned for Barbarian Hordes. So we're going to be doing multiple different events, hours of content on Twitch, beginning at 6:30 CEST. And we've got everything from discussions about decks and build the top decks from Joanna in Empires of the North. We've got contests. We've got David doing a play of that as well. So this is kind of what we're doing. I mean, a lot of us are staying home. There's not a lot of socializing going on. So we want to give everyone the feeling of celebrating a street date like you would when you would go to a local game store or meet up with your friends when one of them has this game that just came in, you know. So hopefully you guys like that. That's a lot of content for you. Barbarian Hordes and Empires of the North is going strong. So those of you who haven't taken the jump and tried it out yet, we have some really awesome bundles on the shop. You guys can jump in and try those. And I do see some questions already piling. I'll get to those towards the end when we have a Q&A kind of segment. So hold tight for that. And you guys can, again, keep throwing your questions in there. That way I have a list of things that I can go over at the end. So some news from Portal Games HQ. Ignace is playtesting Vienna Connection right now. So that is the next game in the detective line, right? Spies in the Cold War, 1977 in Europe. Players are part of the CIA. It's going to be the next big expansion, new twists, new ways to play. So you guys know that those of you who love detective, we're going to keep you entertained and keep you guessing with a lot of new features and content as well. So it is in the final stage of playtesting right now. You can follow Ignace on Twitter at Chevik to see all the photos from testing. So stay up on all that. Yeah, exactly, Eric. I had to, when I was looking at the calendar, when I saw CEST, I had to stop for a minute and my brain just paused because, again, same thing, time zones. You'd think that by now, me working with Portal Games HQ, I'd be good with time zones and knowing everything. It still confuses me. So you'd be surprised how many meetings I'm either late for or sometimes mess with the team every year. So check out our Twitch channel. Those of you who are watching on Twitch, thank you. Those of you who are, and check it out. We'd love to get to that 500 mark. We just started this a few months ago. The growth has been phenomenal. Engagement has been great. We've already done a lot of events with PortalCon Online and Gen Con Online, and our audience here is growing. It really is a fun platform. It's a great way for me just to meet with you guys and chat. I don't get that from conventions this year. I don't get to sit at a booth and talk to fans as they come up. So this is a really good alternative for me. So definitely join us on the Twitch platform. Tell everyone about it. And a lot of questions that you guys have will be getting answered here as well. A lot of talk about strategies, a lot about talk about how to win Robinson Crusoe, all that kind of stuff. So yes, Vienna, sorry if I said expansion. Vienna Connection is a standalone. It is the next in line. It is the expansion of the detective line is kind of what I meant to say. But sorry for if that was a little confusing. It is the next product in the detective line. So, all right. We have UK Games Expo coming up this weekend. So we're going to be doing a virtual booth, as most of these conventions are going online. We're going to have, so I'm looking at this because this is a little bit of a longer paragraph. So there's been lots of questions about the Robinson Crusoe contest. So the top 10 finalists will be announced. The top 10 finalists who made it to the final stage of the Robinson Crusoe contest. In total, we received about 40 scenarios, and Joanna picked the 10 best to make them the finalists. So check out the schedule to be online at that moment. And speaking of that schedule, let's hop over to it now, just so you guys can see. And I did see one of these questions about what we will be demoing at UK Games Expo. So our UK Games Expo content will be listed right here. It'll be focused around streaming and engagement, much as we've been doing in the other conventions. So you've got this link right here. This is going to show you Oh, sorry, you guys can't see the link. But it's portalgames.pl/en/UK Games Expo. If you just Google search Portal Games UK Games Expo, I'm sure you'll get to this link relatively easily. And we've got a lot of content lined up for you guys. I'll be doing 3 events as well. I'll be doing a Detective Line Explained. I'll be doing some anecdotal information about Detective from my time working on the game and the wrap up. But you can see here, we've got a pretty expansive schedule. And we do have a nomination for Empires of the North as well. So, okay. So we've got that covered. And I'm sorry, I know it's sacrilegious for me not to be drinking out of a Portal Games mug, but we're still in the middle of a move and I don't know where those are. They're in a box somewhere. So for now, this nondescript mug is what I have. Okay. So another thing for Neuroshima Hex fans is Neuroshima Hex lore. Those of you who know more about it will know that September 5th is a very special occasion for Neuroshima Hex. That's when Moloch attacks. So we're preparing a huge celebration online where we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff for Nurishima. So those of you who know that Convoy is coming out. We're redoing the app for next year. We're going to be releasing a special product for it. We've got a lot of different things going on. And here I've got the note saying, so in Poland, we're going to be doing something with Neuroshima Hex RPG. And then for the English fans, our Captain Link is preparing special content. And he's in the chat. He might be able to drop some hints as to what that necessarily is. I'm not even too familiar with what exactly is going on, but I do know we have a lot of stuff, with Neuroshima Hex, with 51st State, with all these different product lines, everything Neuroshima Hex lore. There's a lot of stuff coming for that, celebrating this prediction, not prediction, but this lore that Ignacy wrote 20 years ago, that in September of 2020 is when Moloch is gonna attack. So that's going on with that. We also have our 7th game coming out on Tabletopia. So Empires of the North is now going to be available on Tabletopia. So we preparing for PortalCon, we had a rush of our games come out for Tabletopia. So now you can play Empires of the North, Monolith Arena, you can play Neuroshima Hex, you can play Robinson Crusoe, Imperial Settlers. So a lot of our games that you guys know and love are now on Tabletopia. So definitely go on Tabletopia and check that out. So also this week, HQ, Portal Games digital team opened closed beta testing of the Nurishima Convoy app. So if you're a hardcore fan and you're into testing things and looking at all the bugs and communicating all of that information, you can reach out to Portal at portalgames.pl. So that's the PL, the .pl at the end there signifies that that's going to the European side who are working hand in hand with Portal Games Digital. So you can reach out to them and maybe they can get you in on the closed beta to kind of help out with that. So on our Kickstarter page, and I'm actually going to look over here, there were some questions about Stronghold. Will there be any retail on that after Kickstarter is delivered? Okay, so on Kickstarter, Ignacy and Greg just posted a phenomenal update after they've gathered all this information after coming back from the break that they had in Europe. So a lot of your questions are answered there. Another big point is we do not have any pending emails from Stronghold Kickstarter backers. So that means we did get a reply out to you. If you don't have it, check your spam. Sometimes I remember this personally before I started the US domain here. When I had the .pl, sometimes just having .pl, Google security, depending on the settings you have on your inboxes, sometimes a .pl email might get combed and sent to spam, might get blocked and kicked back to us. So sometimes that happens. There's nothing we can do on that side. You can reach out to us in other platforms. But that's kind of the situation there. So check out that update. As far as Stronghold Undead, we're doing the Kickstarter, and then it's going to be with another company for the retail release. So Stronghold Undead will be retail. It's not going to be through us, so that's why we can't really have any say and involvement in that, but it will be in retail. And I do know that there are a few specialty boutique Kickstarter resellers, so for those of you that were saying you really wanted to get in on the Kickstarter and you found out about it later, or financial situations changed and now you can, there are certain boutique sellers that will have the Kickstarter available. It's probably going to be at a markup, but that's one way, an alternative for you to get that. And something that Greg mentioned, we'll also have some of the exclusive bits available as well through the website at the end there. Hey Paul, thanks for joining us. So maybe Paul might have some information about something about Stronghold as well. So maybe he'll throw something in the chat if he knows anything. But that's the situation on that. So hopefully that answers that question. So we also started a Nurishima fan group on Facebook. So again, fans of Nurishima, jump on there, join the fan group, join the discussions, chat with the captain and learn all his secrets and trades. I think he had Moloch down to like 8 points in 3 turns in the last game. So he's getting super good at just destroying Moloch, which is good because September 5th is coming up. So we need that skill. Last thing I have on this list before we get into some timeline stuff is Robinson Crusoe is sold out at the publisher level. That means we have no copies left in the warehouse as far as our content. We do have a restock on the way, but we just want to thank you guys for loving this game so much. Again, we're out of stock. We project things pretty well, especially with a title like Robinson that we've had in the catalog for a while. So the fact that we're out of stock shows that the demand has surprised us. So thank you again so much. Thanks for spreading the word about the game. The reprint is on the way for anyone that can't have access, but just because we're out of stock does not mean that our partners and retailers are out of stock. So all of that should be available, so anyone who wants to get in on Robinson Crusoe. Mentioning Robinson Crusoe, Treasure Chest is still in the works. We're going to hope to launch the pre-order in October. It is just a little bit of a delay, not a big deal, but it is a delay coming out of China because of the situation that we're all facing right now. So Treasure Chest is on the way. Those of you who are big on the promos early and have accumulated all of them, the special pre-order item will be available for sale. But those of you who are considering it, I would say hold off and wait a few months if you can. And the treasure chest will probably be the best bet for you rather than getting some of the individual items. The individual promos are on sale on the website to bring the prices down, but nonetheless, hold off, and the treasure chest is probably the best bet for you. So let me look here, see if we have any questions coming in. We have a question that I haven't answered yet about Neuroshima Hex playmats coming back in stock. There is no reprint planned yet. I guess the Nurishima Hex playmats sold out a little bit quicker than all the other playmats. When we would want to reorder, we would probably want to order multiple different SKUs. So I think we have a plan towards the end of this month to look through the shop catalog list, see kind of what we're maybe going to be reprinting, see what is in demand, look through all the requests that we've had that we've tracked and logged. But as of now, there is no Neuroshima Hex playmat reprint planned, so I can't give you a specific answer on that ENV friction. Sorry about that. Let's see if there's any other questions. There's no other questions. So, and I think we kind of covered everything regarding the timelines. If you have any other questions about them, let me know. But I guess the only other thing left is the Imperial Sellers Big Box. And again, I don't want to keep touting about delays and making excuses, but there's just a backup in China. So a lot of our production coming out of there is just delayed by a few weeks to a month or month and a half at most. So the Imperial Sellers Big Box, beginning of October is when we hope to be able to get it moving on the way here, and then I'm hoping mid-November is when we can start getting it out to you guys. I know we have a lot of pre-orders, a lot of people are waiting for it, so thank you for your patience. We appreciate the support, and those of you who did not get in on the pre-order, we will have a few hundred unit surplus, so it will be on sale through the website until those sell through. But this is only a limited print, so the pre-order was the best way to ensure you get your copy, and then we'll have a few hundred units that are just going to be available until they sell through. So let me see, there's a couple new questions. Will Portal Games be taking submissions at all from independent designers in the future? So that KJ, that is something that Ignace is mostly overlooking. I know we're expanding our in-house development with Joanna and the titles we're working on, but we're always looking for interesting ideas. So we have another game lined up for next year that was due to come out this year, a party game, and you guys maybe have heard about some teasing about it, but that's from another outside designer. Aside from that, we have another secret project that is extremely exciting coming out. I'm not going to say any more than that. So what I would say is you can get in touch with Portal at portalgames.pl. So it's .pl, so it's not the European side. In the US division, we're not in a stage where we're looking at any submissions or anything like that. So just direct your email over there and they can put you in touch with the appropriate party as far as all that. And then we have, is there a news update on when we see the Robinson Crusoe scenarios? I have the streamline, so if we have been, okay. So I don't know if you're asking about the contest. Dustin, maybe you can clarify, but we are going to be, if you're talking about the contest, we are going to be announcing the 10 finalists at the UK Game Expo event. And if you're talking about the Book of Adventures, that's still in the works. Again, Book of Adventures was planned before the pandemic hit. So, this year things changed as far as our release schedule, but the Book of Adventures is still penned for 2021, early 2021. So if I didn't answer your question, you can toss it in the chat, and I'll do my best to clarify, but hopefully that helps. So. And I think we covered over everything. We covered all the stuff that's coming, all the stuff that's happening. So I'm still here for you guys. If you have any other questions, toss it in the chat. Aside from that, UK Game Expo this weekend. So I'll be on 3 events. You can join me there. We're going to be talking about the detective line explained. I'm going to be sharing some personal pictures in the anecdotal event section. So we're going to be talking about my experience working on detective and kind of how the line started, things like that, and then a wrap up for the announcement, although you guys are all up to date on the announcements. So Book of Adventures was the main question. Cool, awesome. Yep, so I'm super looking forward to that. And absolutely, you guys are welcome for the updates. We're going to be doing this segment every 2 weeks. So check in with me then. We have our Discord. Engage with us there. Engage with us on Twitch, on Facebook, on social media. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I've only been with the company for 2 years, so I have that small little glimpse. And we've seen so much growth in 2 years already, so much support from the fans. And I still, to this day, every morning when I start my day with my coffee, I like to peruse the Board Game Geek, and I'm subscribed to all of the games there. So I'm seeing how much engagement there is with our games and how much you guys are helping each other out, and all the newcomers to Robinson having with these questions, and you guys are all there ready to help them and answer. So thank you guys so much for everything. I haven't worked for another publisher, but I don't imagine there's any other company that has this level of engagement with their fans and their fans giving back so much. So again, thank you. It's a pleasure to talk to you guys, and I will see you. Where do we find the schedule on the web? So let me pop over here. So for the UK Games Expo, before I jump off, we do have it on portalgames.pl. So if you just go to portalgames.pl, you can type in /EN or just select the language EN right there, and it is UK Games Expo 2020. You'll be able to find it pretty easily right here, guys. So that's where you can find that. Ooh, that's the intro. That's where you can find the information on the UK Games Expo. Thanks, Dustin. We'll see you guys there. And thank you guys for watching. See you at UK Games Expo, and then see you in another 2 weeks for the next installment. Thanks. Bye.